someday you might see it. Yeah, never say die. Got to go.
It is finally time to talk about Season 1 Crowler, the man who uses the Ancient Gear Golem. This card is one of my favorite cards from the old GX days and is a really terrifying monster since it literally can't be stopped by a Mirror Force, Sakuretsu armor, any of that stuff. It has 3000 attack and defense, and it does piercing damage because who the hell thought that was okay? Oh my god, this deck is going to be so much fun to talk about. It's Crowler, baby. The professor and the asshole from Season 1 of GX. He gets better in the future, but he's an asshole in Season 1. So let's get talking. What is his deck all about? As you can see, I did have to add some stuff to the deck that might not have been in there in Season 1 because he does not have any Ancient Gears in Season 1. He has Ancient Gear, he has Cannon, and he has Soldier and Beast and Golem. And he probably didn't even have Cannon. I gave him that, but still. We have Heavy Mech Support Platform as support. We have Amy's the Infinity, which is his card he actually did use. And yeah, those are his monster cards. He actually does not have a lot of monsters in this deck, which could be a problem, but let's go ahead and start talking about his stats. And his attack stat is going to be very easy to talk about because 3000 attack, 3000 attack for a 2 tribute monster, but that's still really good. 2500 attack, but every time it destroys a monster, it gains 700 permanent attack stats. This monster has the name Infinity for a reason. It technically can have infinite attack. This monster is crazy strong. Then we have Ancient Gear Beast. A single tribute for 2000 is not the best in this time period, but is definitely usable, so that's not too bad. Soldier is going to drag down the stats. Heavy Mech Platforms drags down the stats. Ancient Gear Cannon drags down the stats. Ancient Gear destroys the stats. So, potential to be unbelievably powerful. Unbelievably powerful 2 tributes, usable single tributes, but the rest of the monsters are ass. This is a sad day because I have to give Crowler a not great attack stat. If this was a different season, he would have a lot more Ancient Gear cards that actually do have attack points. In this season, he does not, which means that I have to say it. Crowler has a below average attack stat. Yes, he has buffing cards. He has limit removal and Ancient Gear and Tank, and Castle, but there's so many weak cards in this deck. Even Ancient Gear Soldier counts. All of these are weak. The single tribute's usable, but still technically weak. These are the only good cards. His boss monsters are amazing. The rest, not so good. Overall, when it comes to Crowler, he's a 3-bar in attack. I'm sorry. I didn't want to say it. I have to say it. The little monsters just tear him apart. I don't care if the buffing cards can make him one of the strongest characters in the game. It's Season 1 Crowler. He only gets a 3-bar in attack. But now we can get into defense stat where 3000, 2000, it's okay. 2000 for a single tribute. That's actually good. 1300, not too bad. Bad. It's not as bad, actually. Ancient Gear is bad, but it's not as bad. Overall, when it comes to defense stat, when it comes to Professor Crowler, I actually can give him an average 4 bars in defense. Now, I know all of his non-tribute monsters are pitiful when it comes to defense. These are not really usable. But if you can get to your higher forms, if you get Ancient Gear Golem, you could put it in defense mode and probably never die. You get MIs, I would not put him in defense mode. You get Ancient Gear Beast, that's a good defense stat. 2000 is definitely usable if you can't beat your opponent offensively, but if you need to guard yourself defensively. So I'm going to give Crowler a 4 bars in defense because I'm a nice guy. I shouldn't, but I will. Plus, these guys increase your stuff, so it's attack and defense. So, I'm just going to give him a little nice stuff. Going into Crowler's speed stat, we need to talk about it. These monsters can't be special summoned. That's pretty brutal. This is anti-speed. These monsters tear down the speed stat. This one doesn't. It's fine. These monsters are fine. Union monsters do count towards the speed stat. You get a point for that. Ancient Gear counts towards the speed stat because they actually special summon each other from the hand. If you have one on the field and two in your hand, guess what? You get to special summon both of them. It's great. Ancient Gear Factory actually does add up. If you have the right amount of stars, if you could double the stars of a monster, you get to summon one of the Ancient Gears from your graveyard as a tribute monster without tributing. Oh, wait, no, not from your graveyard. Sorry. You banish all the monsters in your graveyard that are Ancient Gears, and then if you could double the level of your monster in your hand, you could summon that monster without tributing. So, let's say I have Ancient Gear Beast. I have 6 stars, which means I need 12 stars in the graveyard. So I have 3 Ancient Gear soldiers in the graveyard. I remove them all from play. Factory lets me summon Beast for free. Or I could just, get rid of all these level 2s or I can't count mech platform. But all these level 2s, and if it adds up to 12, we're good. That's how factory speed works. Confiscation, that's not going to count here. Machine duplication, that's special summoning. If you have any of these machines, Ancient Gear Cannon, or Heavy Mech Support Platform, these cards special summon the rest of them from your deck. Magnet Circle, this counts as a special summon. You get to special summon any of these low-level monsters from your hand, whether it's Heavy Mech Support Platform, or no, not that one. You could summon these. Machine duplication also doesn't work, does it? No, it does work. Okay, so yeah, just not Magnet Circle. Magnet Circle level 2 works with Cannon, and it works with Gear. It lets you special summon those from your hand. Other special summons, technically Ancient Gear Castle counts as tributes for a normal summon, so since it's a spell card that does that, I can count that towards speed. Damage Condenser lets you summon from your deck. If you discard a card, the battle damage you take, you get to use that as a special summon. So let's say you take 2,500 direct damage or battle damage, you could summon Enemies the Infinity. That's really good. All of these traps, Statue of the Wickeds, if they get destroyed by anything, basically, as long as they're face down when they get destroyed, you get to special summon 3 monsters. Well, 1 monster each. You get a Wicked token at 1,000 attack and defense. So those are special summons. So special summon counts as points. Special summon union. This is a fast deck. Ancient Gear Factory special summon. This is a fast deck, everybody. I gotta give points. Crowler is a 5 bar in speed. This deck has some speed behind it. This deck is fast. He may not be the best defensively. He may not be the best defensively. He does have good speed. So we got to give Crowler some props. Now, looking at his skill stat, that's where things get good. Because piercing damage counts as skill. Cannon is burn. All 3 of these count as burn. That's skill stat. Ancient Gear Explosive is a burn card. That's skill stat. Confiscation steals from your opponent, but you lose life points. I'm going to ignore that. Any of these, limiter removal, I want to count as skill, but we're going to ignore that. These just buff your monsters, and that's it. Okay, skill stats, skill. You actually, with the piercing damage, with the burn damage, can win a duel with Ancient Gear Explosive and Ancient Gear Golem. Mostly because of Ancient Gear Golem, you can win a duel. Ancient Gear Cannon might not win you a duel with only 500 burn, but you do have 3 of them, and it's easy to special summon 3 from your deck using machine duplication, so in one turn you could do 1,500 damage. That's a shit ton. And you have Ancient Gear Explosive, which if you put this on an Ancient Gear Golem, you do another 1,500 burn, but you have to destroy your Golem, but that could technically win you the duel. So this deck has a chance of winning the duel through the skill stat, mostly because of the piercing damage, but ignoring that, I'm going to say it, Crowler gets a 4 in skill. This deck is usable for skill stat. This deck can actually win with its skill stat. But now we got to get into the brick stat, which I'm just going to say it. This deck is definitely this deck's a bricky problem because Ancient Gear Golems can't be special summoned, so you have to tribute summon. Emmys, you got to tribute summon. You can special summon it with this card, but it's still whatever. Bricky. Can't be special summoned, so these actually require a tribute, bricky-ish, but these can kind of recover for it. Not bricky at all. Pretty much always have a chance to use this. This card can be considered bricky. Not bricky at all. That's anti-brick. Not bricky. There's so many low-level monsters. These are probably going to come in handy. I'm going to count Magnet Circle as a little bricky. Statue of the Wicked is really bricky unless your opponent doesn't know that this is one of your face downs, or if you heavy storm it yourself. If you play as Crowler, you get heavy storm. That's really freaking good. That's one of the best spell cards in the game. So is Confiscation and so is Graceful Charity. This is really amazing for Crowler. And the rest of these, oh, I forgot Ancient Gear Tank's also burn, but it's still not going to affect it that much. That's 4 bars still. I'm still going to say 4 bars. Overall, brick stat, there are some bricky problems in here. I'm going to have to give him... You know what? I was going to give him a 5. I'm going to give him a 6. I'm going to be nice. He can brick, but it's not that bricky. So he's going to be a 6 bar in brick stat. This deck is still really freaking good. And overall, despite all the sad things I had to say about Crowler, it's actually extremely easy to get Ancient Gear Golem out or even just Emmys out. I'm not joking. Every time I tested this deck, I was able to summon Beast, Emmys, or Golem. There was never a single duel where I couldn't summon one of these monsters. And I won many duels. I've won duels with just Beast alone, because Beast stops effects from monsters when they get destroyed, and it's freaking amazing. Like, literally, Beast alone has won me duels. Emmys has won me duels. Golem wins duels. The rest of these monsters, not so much, but they have their own little uses that you'll see. A lot of these spells and traps are super useful, but they are situational in some cases. Overall, Crowler, despite his low stats, does have a chance of winning this tournament. This deck has won me many duels. This deck, it's not hard to get out your boss monsters. Overall, this deck is a tournament winner at 3 potential. I'm going to give Crowler a 3-star potential. He's earned it. If this was more into the future, his deck would be a lot more effective, but since it's so early in the series, I gotta say 3 stars. And that might sound a little high due to the stats and due to the monster level. You know, it might be easy to brickish. There might be some problems here and there, but he's got Heavy Storm, he's got Confiscation, he's got Graceful Charity, he's got Limiter Removal, he's got so many busted cards. Castle makes things way easier. He's got so many busted cards. It's super easy to get out boss monsters. You're gonna love this deck, guys. Try it out in my Discord with the rest of my friends. If you don't, well, fans, if you don't have a link, then go ahead and look in the description. You probably can find it there. Come and join us. Build this deck. It's not hard to build. It's very fun to use, and I'm sure you will have a lot of fun playing as Crowler. Well, that's going to be it, guys. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.